Hey, Al fans. First of all, I apologize for this appearance that I'm actually dressed up. I prefer to be in my backyard in a cigar and an orange hat this week, but I have my annual corporate sales budgeting meeting every year, the first weekend in December. And we talk about what our revenue is going to be for next year. And I had dinner at my CEO's house, so I missed the entire game yesterday. You could see I'm exhausted. I didn't get home till midnight. And I'm in Philly now, who we play next week. And Broad Street Bullies at 6:48, whatever the hell time it is, for an all-day meeting. So if I had a cap, it would be orange. Who's kidding who? And I know we didn't play great last night, but it was an orange cap week, 7 out of 8. Now I'm going to start walking to my office. Couple of things. I always know the Isles are getting better when our fan base is getting spoiled. I could go back to even when the Isles were winning cups. We were all spoiled. The Isles had won 2 cups by sweeping in 82 and 83, or 82 and 83. They swept Vancouver in 4. They swept Edmonton in 4. And in 82, which was their best team, they lost to Minnesota in game 4. It would have been 3 sweeps in a row. We were bitching and moaning, oh, they didn't sweep. And a lot of Isle fans felt the Isles threw that game so they could win their second cup at home, which I was at that game because I saw Nystrom's goal in overtime and, of course, the Minnesota. My whole point is we've been bitching for years, but we've gone 20 years with nothing to bitch about because the Isles have been pathetic, right? So I have to tell you a funny story, just a couple of things. So now I'm going to start walking towards my office. So now I get out of my boss's home around 10:30, beautiful home in the suburbs of Philly, right? And I'm reading the comments on the threads. This is when you know we're spoiled. Oh, same old Isles. Same old Isles. We got 7 out of 8 points. We beat the Rangers in St. Louis, albeit in a shootout. But we got 7 out of 8 points. I'll take that every week, same old Isles, okay? So, yeah, we blew it last night. I understand, and I'm catching up. I read articles. I didn't see it, but, I know that we blew a lead with 35 seconds left. That's awful. But that's number one. Same old Isles, 7 out of 8 points, okay? Number 2, this DeHaan thing I'm laughing at. I'm reading comments. DeHaan's the worst defenseman the Isles have ever drafted. Or DeHaan sucks. DeHaan this, DeHaan this, DeHaan this. Couple things about DeHaan. The jury's still out on him. I'm not giving up on him. But a couple things that you should know. Number one, defensemen take 3 to 5 years to mature. It's not like a forward who comes in at 19 and could dominate. Okay, do you realize, did anyone hear of Victor Hedman until we saw him against the Rangers last year? He was drafted right behind Tavares, and he didn't blossom really till like his 4th year. Now, I'm not saying DeHaan is Hedman, but you got to give the guy another year or 2. But here's a stat that doesn't lie, 2 stats. Do you know that DeHaan, this is why I'm not down on DeHaan like everybody else. DeHaan leads every NHL defenseman, everyone. There's 30 teams times 6. That's 180 defensemen, right? In plus minus in the third period, he's like plus 9. Now, listen, sometimes that stat is deceiving, but you can't be playing 30 games and lead every defenseman that you're on the ice when your team scores more than the other team. So let's give the guy a little bit of a break, let him mature, and he is a number 4 right now. He's not a 1-2. So that's what I'm talking about, Islander fans being spoiled. DeHaan sucks, this and that. Okay, then here's what is fact, by the way. Here's what is fact. Some alarming facts, actually. Kuhlman, 21 games without a goal. Lee, but Kuhlman at least plays on the power, shorthanded, big boy, and he plays on the third line. Lee, 17 games without a goal. And sorry, girls, Letty, no goals, none, all year, and we counted on him getting about 15. But Letty is still the best skating defenseman we have, but there's a lot of nuns I just mentioned, and this, I'm not talking the Catholic Church. That's a lot of nuns. So what's a little alarming to me, the Isles offense is not even, the Isles offense is the issue now more than the D. We scored 1 goal against the Rangers. Let's face it, we won in a shootout. We scored 1 against St. Louis, 2 against Ottawa, and we're not scoring. But I told you I prefer D over O. Everybody does. So I'm personally thinking that Snow is going to hold off on this Hamonic deal. But I'm trying. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that it's leaked out already that Hamonic's going to be traded. And what was the talk about all summer? That Oposo was going to be traded. And Oposo's not a $6.5 million player. And you know, I love Oposo. I'm not going to lie to you. My son William will tell you he's my second favorite Isle, homeborn Isle, big burly guy, helped win the 13. I think he turned the 2013 playoffs around with the fight against Pittsburgh. And he scored huge goals in that playoff series. He was good against the Caps. He got like 2 goals. But he's kind of clumsy, and he's going to be 28. And if you could I've been reading. I think if Snow could package Hamonic, because Hamonic wants out, and Oposo, who he's not going to sign, that's the move that Snow has to make at the trading deadline. That's just my personal opinion. I have no insight. But we all know, right? The NHL knows that Snow wants to move Oposo because that leaked out in the summer. And by the way, GMs leaked that out, not Snow. In other words, a GM does that to lower the value. That's why they leaked the Hamonic thing out. So everybody knows that Snow wants to unload Hamonic and Oposo. So I'm no rocket scientist to think that that may be the package deal as part of a 3-way. Or maybe just a straight up. We'll see. Now, scheduling. Now's the time. Do you realize now we're relevant now? Now's the time to grab points. I'm right in the city that we're playing Tuesday. I'm right in the city of brotherly love. 5 minutes from the stadium where we play the Broad Street Bullies, Philadelphia, on Tuesday. They're no longer a pushover. I just heard, of course, I had to listen to the NHL Network. Their 4-game winning streak just ended. So they're not going to be a pushover. So we got to get 2 against them. Then we play a struggling Tortorella-led Columbus team at the end of the week. And on Sunday, I gather we're going to be meeting quite a few people. Right now, my son, William, my wife, and I are going Sunday to the Devil game in Brooklyn. And I'm sure we'll worry about logistics, but I understand we're going to be meeting 2:30. So I don't know where we're meeting. We'll worry about that as we get close. I understand there's going to be a good crowd. I'll let Carrie work about that. So in the meantime, let's not get overboard. Typical Isles. You tell me typical Isles, 7 out of 8 points. I will sign a contract right here, and it'll take us right to the finals. That's number 1. Number 2, let's give DeHaan a little bit of a chance, okay, because the numbers don't lie, okay, and the plus minus. I'm not saying he's great, but I'm not saying he's the worst choice we've ever had. And let's see what Snow can do in this trade market, because you can't have 2 guys that you're not going to keep. You can keep them as long as you can until March 1. Then on March 1, people are going to be looking to move chips all over the place. And I think that's the move we're going to make. Let's see. I think, and by the way, if it's made properly and you catch some breaks, like you get a guy, Tortorella's down on this guy, Johansson, who's a phenomenal talent on Columbus. He's having a bad year, but he's he's much better than Oposo. Okay? If we got a guy like Ryan Johansson, I think it's Ryan Johansson. If we ever got a kid like that, we'd have to get a defenseman back. That's the problem. So, with that in mind, we have next week, we have these 3 games. And I think next week, because we're playing the Devils on Sunday, I'll probably do the video Saturday afternoon and post it Sunday morning, because my wife, me, and Will are going to head to Brooklyn on Sunday for the Devil game. So there's only 2 games to report before the Sunday video next week. Tuesday, right here, in the city of brotherly love. Look at the beautiful city of Philadelphia. We're gonna take some pictures. Who the hell's in Philadelphia at this time? And I live in New Jersey. So with that in mind, let's go Isles. I'll see a lot of people on Sunday. And yeah, typical Isles, 7 out of 8 points. Take care, guys.